Hello everybody, welcome on in to another RD5 stream. We have our cozy vibes here. Just in case you were wondering, hey, wasn't this supposed to be a game called Flabbergasted? Yeah, it was, but we switched plans a little last minute, and we're sending all of our love and healing vibes to Mel, who could not join us tonight, as we are playing Fairy Corgi Steeplechase. Said it all without messing it up.
Well done.
Thank you. Yes, and on top of that, our game is also part of the big many streamers, many teams, many TTRPGs are playing for the MSF charity drive. We are specifically on the team called the Fantastic D4. That we are trying to raise money for. Our team is currently at a total of $658. Our next goal is $1,000. So there are charity incentives. If you go to the Tiltify link in chat, you can see what you can donate for. There's stuff that affects this game, but there's also many other rewards that you can get for your donations outside of this game. So feel free to check that out. We'll keep keeping an eye out to help our Corgi racers get through the race. And speaking about our Corgi racers, let's go ahead and let's have everybody go ahead, introduce yourself, and let us know what your characters' names are. We'll go ahead and start with you, Killian.
Hi, I'm Killian, and I'm playing Fergie, and the very fantastic Corgalicious is who I will be jockeying today.
Bless. Yes, love it. Let's go ahead and send it on over to you, Chris.
Hello. It's time to get dark. My name's Chris, and I'll be playing Declan Ironpedal, riding Old Ben.
Love it. I'm like so looking forward to the descriptions of these corgis. Nate, why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself and your character?
Hi, what's up, Internet? I am Nate, and today I will be championing the role of Fennel, and my corgi is named Corgiander the Great.
Oh god, okay. This is great. If you at home also would like to play this game, go ahead and find it. I just put the link in chat for y'all. It's a great fun time. It's a cute little game. It's not your traditional TTRPG game where there's a lot of like role-playing roles and stuff like that. This is seriously just a one-page game that has like 4 rules that you need to follow to play this game. So feel free to have fun with it. We're gonna have a lot of fun with it here. So let's get started. Don't forget about that donation link. Let's see here. So today is the day of the Cloud Fairy races. The Cloud Fairies have come in. They are sponsoring this evening's races. There's many flashy prizes that they have to offer. If that matters to our racers, we will certainly find out. And if they're just here for a good old time, then that's okay too. All of the racetracks are actually set up. Well, they're not set up. That's the weird thing. The starting line is there, and there's a finishing line out in the distance. But the racetracks themselves are actually floating clouds, thanks to the Cloud Fairies. They will rearrange themselves every race, and it is up to our racers to successfully navigate what every race looks like. Our 3 competitors are trotting on up to the start line now. Declan, tell us a little bit more about yourself and Old Ben, and what is our cozy costume, which was a requirement for entering the Cloud Fairy races. What does our cozy costume look like?
Standing at about 8 inches tall, Declan Iron Pedal is a very serious looking, full beard, bright red hair with a flat cap on it, and just very serious, but decked head to toe in corduroy. He's the most comfy, meanest man you've ever seen. And he's riding already on Old Ben, who can only be described as wearing a kigurumi of a Jedi Master. So it's got a very low cut front, a hood in which there are ear holes for his little corgi ears to pop out. And Declan rides Old Ben like a knight of the stories past, where it's all about honor and joy. But it is the cutest thing ever, and you see that his corduroy, it does kind of go against the soft of the kigurumi, and it is like a little bit, it's a little warm. So he's unbuttoned a couple things of his corduroy top.
Most excellent. There are many onlookers that are giving some polite cheers, are pointing and oohing and eyeing. And there are some lovely little tulip fairies that are making much ado about this fabulous hood with the little ears popping out. You take your place on the finish line. Somebody runs over and offers you a nice hot beverage of hot cocoa, or there's a nice herbal tea, or there's a really nice, smooth, flat white coffee.
I look at this fairy coming out to me. Yeah, I'll take a smooth, flat white, please.
Oh, yeah, right away. And they prepare it for you, and they hand it on off to you. And they give Old Ben a tiny little corgi treat that has the shape. It's in the shape of a cloud, and it has a smiley face on it.
Old Ben turns, and you realize why he's called Old Ben. He is completely white in the face. His eyes are a little clouded, but he turns around and he just opens up, and his breath stinks. It just turns and eats the treat. And I could just give him a pat on the side. Declan does it. Oh, you're a good boy.
And as we pan away from our cozy Declan and Old Ben enjoying their snacks, the camera zooms in and finds Killian. Why don't you tell us about your fairy and corgi companion?
So Fergie is like totally bomb, and she's got on the red and white track jacket and the black bandeau top and the black joggers, gold chain, sunglasses, lollipop in mouth, and of course, Corgalicious matches perfectly down to the lollipop. Fergie also does have red, gold, and black dragonfly wings that are sticking out behind and just lightly flutter.
You also might need to just click on your the Google Meets window. Yeah. Oh, nope, there it goes. It's catching up.
Oh no!
It's a little desynced. We'll just wait for that to...
Wow, that really unsynced.
It really unsynced there for a minute. Oh, but we got it. We're good. We're there. So sorry, that totally threw my brain off. As Fergie and Corgalicious, I imagine it's more of a strut than it is a stroll. For the pair.
Oh, there is so much swag.
There's so much swag as they saunter. Not even strut, saunter up to the start line. Again, there are many oohs and ahs of the crowd. The little star fairies are completely blown away by how magical the wings are. And again, another fairy walks up to you and again offers you the plate of beverage choices.
Oh, hot chalky for sure.
Great. And you get a nice, the richest, creamiest, smoothest hot chocolate you have ever had.
Hi, Raiders. Sorry.
Oh, hi, Boss Jellybean. Welcome on in, everybody. So Fergie goes ahead and has that wonderful hot chocolate, and again, a cookie, as some would call it, in the shape of a cloud with a little sleepy smiley face on it, is then offered to Corgalicious.
Fergie will reach down and take the lollipop out of Corgalicious's mouth to take the treat, and then puts the lollipop back in as soon as she's done.
Perfect, amazing. As our camera seems to be out of control and zooms so far into the snoot of Corgalicious, we pan on over to Nate. Why don't you introduce us to your fairy and your corgi companion?
Yeah. So right after that, walking in with absolutely zero just aura or swagger, just like the awkward robotic kind of walk. You see a very lanky fairy hanging out with their corgi. Hello everyone. As you can see, we are matching in yellow plaid button-ups with little ties and very thick rimmed glasses. And we are here to party.
Again, the crowd erupts in oohs and ahs, and the dandelion fairies are quite taken away with your combination of yellow and green plaid. It's surely to be the hit this upcoming season. As Fennel, was it? Yes, make sure I'm saying that right. As Fennel and Corgiander, you arrive up to the start line. Again, a fairy comes up to you with the offering of one of 3 beverages.
I'm sorry, do you have any prune juice?
I'm sure we could get some. Would you like that hot or iced?
I'd like that warmed a little bit.
Just a little bit?
Little tad.
Would you like a splash of lemon?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I've ever had prune juice with lemons, but yes. I will say yes to anything, because I've made this awkward by asking for something that wasn't on the tray, and so...
And true people please.
I feel that now.
There is a tiny cloud that kind of floats down lazily and enters into your vision, and it encased in this little cloud is your slightly warmed little lemoned prune juice.
Delicious. I'm allergic to lemons.
No, it's Corgalicious.
The smack talk. Then a little cookie in the shape of a cloud with a little sleepy smiley face is offered to Corgiander.
Corgiander has all of the aura that I lack and just eats it, like with swag, where you're like, how did that dog just bite that out of the hand? Like, cool. But it's got a floofy corgi butt, so you get it.
You get it. It wiggles a little bit. The crowd is cheering. Noisemakers are going off. Little clappers are going off. When this very... That was not... Okay, sometimes words come to my brain and I don't want to say them out loud. This very fluffy cloud appears in front of you, and this tiny little cloud fairy is like sitting atop of it, and he goes, okay, well, it's time to figure out what this track is gonna look like. So for our first race of the game, we are gonna roll a 3d10, and we're gonna add 25 fluffers, and that is how long our course is gonna be. So I'm gonna ask if my 3 lovely players could each roll 1d10 and go ahead and I will ask for the result in just a moment. Not a math game. Look at the calculator. Alrighty.
Juice, by the way.
Delicious.
Gross.
No. Again, it's corgalicious.
Oh.
I didn't say hot. I said slightly warmed.
So tepid prune juice.
Exactly.
Declan is smoking a cigarette and puts it on the ground. It's disgusting.
Well, you know what I think is disgusting is smoking. It's disgusting for your lungs.
And light up another cigarette.
Fergie pops out pops out another lollipop.
Everyone has something on the starting line. They're all racers. They have to have their traditions. Nate, what did you get on your D10?
Well, I actually scored an 80.
An 8T.
Yes, I rolled the wrong D10. So it's going to be a long race.
This is going to be a very long race. Killian, what did you get on your D10?
I got an 8 as well.
Oh, starting
God
off
dang.
with our lucky numbers. And Chris.
I got a 10.
A 10. Perfect. I'm glad we got all those high rolls out of the way now.
Yeah.
And we have to add our 25 fluffers.
I mean, who could forget?
Who could forget? For a total of 51. So 51 floofers is how long our first course is going to be. Now, for all of our lovely people in the audience, remember that if you visit our charity link for the MSF charity drive, we do have options if you would like to give our Corgi racers some boosts in the upcoming game, as they are about to encounter some obstacles and distractions as they try to complete this course that is 51 floofers long. Alrighty. So, I'm just writing down 51 so I don't forget that number when everyone starts telling me other numbers that we need to, learn about.
37.
37. 29. Alrighty.
11
And a half.
and a partridge in a pear tree.
Perfect. Done. Corgiander won a poll for something.
Oh, shit.
I love these little polls in chat. Alrighty, so our 3 racers are up on the starting line. There is a hush in the crowd. And all you can hear is little swooshing of the cloud tiles as they start to move into place, creating this course that you are about to race upon. There is a slight layer of fog as you cannot see too far past the start line, which is highly intentional because you know that these cloud fairies like to make their courses particularly difficult. There is the tiny opening song that is played on a tiny little vine flute, a little bop, as you might say. Once that song has completed, this is the moment when our racers get to say one thing to their competitors. Declan, as you were first to this start line, what would you like to say to your competitors?
I turn to Fergie and go, I still think about you. And I turn to Fennel and I go, and I still think about you too. And I spit on the ground.
Iron Petal, you must be prepared to face the spices of the kitchen, because we're no longer in the kitchen. We are now on the race course, and you are about to be burned.
Well, I didn't come here to crochet.
Oh, you'll always know what to say. Damn you. Damn you, Iron Petal. Fergalicious. It's always Fergalicious to see you. Man.
Make the crowd go loco.
That's like a video game character. At the start of a fight.
Doing the little like the waiting screen move. Okay. And with that, the star trumpet is sounded and the race begins. Oh my gosh. I will cover later. Everybody, these races for our audience, these races are taken in kind of a momentum order. There's not necessarily an initiative order. So we are going to need everybody to roll your d10. That is going to determine your corgi's movement for this round. The potential of how far your corgi can move this round. So, Nate, what did you get for your movement d10?
That's a 2.
2. Perfect. Killian.
5.
A 5, and Chris.
10, and I am not making this up.
All right. Declan and Old Ben. Old Ben, many of the onlookers gasp as all of a sudden Old Ben is nothing but dust as he takes off from the starting line. Let's see, Old Ben, you have our highest movement this round. Can you please roll either a d10 twice or 2d10, and then don't add the numbers together, just give me them individually.
Okay. Oh boy. Inside of Old Ben's head, he hears himself speak in his interior voice. All right, chap, time to go! And he trips a little bit and rolls a 2 and a 3.
Okay. Keep those numbers in mind. We'll come back to those in a second. Killian, can you do the same thing for me, the 2d10, and then tell me them individually?
You know, Corgalicious may be a little slower off the line, but with a 9 and a 5.
9 and a 5. Alrighty. And yourself, Nate, for Fennel.
Fennel got a 7 and Corgiander got an 8.
Alrighty. Everyone got the same number. So, as you clear past this wall of fog, immediately taking up almost the entire lane is the sausage carts.
My greatest weakness.
The sausage carts that are piloted by bicycles. So you are facing a distraction and an obstacle. Everybody gets to face the same one this time. Let's see here. So, I am so sorry. I totally forgot to tell you to do one specific thing for me. Our corgi advantages. Some corgis are really good at nipping, which helps them avoid distractions. Other corgis are very good at wiggling, which helps them avoid obstacles. Depending on which Old Ben, Corgiander, and Corgilicious are proficient in, you do add 2 to that roll. Let's see here. So that would only make a difference for your characters if that is going to either bring you from a 1 to a 2 or from a 9 to a 10. So if that applies to anybody, we can retroactive something.
I had a 9, so I will try. I'm rolling wiggling for Corgalicious because it's that lovely corgi humps.
It's lovely corgi humps. Those are going to help you for sure with this challenge.
Okay, so I rolled an 8 plus a 2, so that would be a 10.
Be a 10. So, Corgalicious. with Fergie. Corgilicious is very, very, very good at dodging around these bicycles that make this obstacle very strange to get around. They dive through the middle of the bicycles, dodging the wheels, and just turn around just a little bit to nip at the sausage cart. Can you now roll your fairy advantages to see how well you can recover from this obstacle and distraction?
All right, so I took focusing for Fergie. So
Okay.
that's a 1 plus a 2 for a 3.
For a 3. So Corgilicious does really, really, very, very good at navigating these obstacles. However, it is the overwhelming smell of that sausage cart that not only gets Corgilicious, but Fergie is also just a little distracted. Unfortunately, these racers have come to a full stop, and you do not gain any momentum for this round. Fennel.
Yes.
So with the Corgiander comes running up to these bicycles and sausage carts, it doesn't quite seem to be able to navigate around it. What does that look like for Corgiander?
Right. As we dip into Coriander's mind. Whoa. Dude. There's some hot dogs. Whoa, that's a bicycle. Whoa. There's so much hot dogs, though. Can we do it? Bro, come on. Let's get some hot dogs.
Go ahead and for Fennel, roll a d10 with your fairy advantage applied, which is either focusing or magicking. And let me know the
I
result.
am a focus fairy. I rolled a 1.
A 1 plus your 2 for focusing.
Yeah. So 3.
So a 3 total. Unfortunately,
No.
Corrigander also comes to a full stop. Fennel unable to wrestle control back from this sausage cart that has Corrigander mesmerized. You do not gain any momentum this time. And
Corgiander and Corgilicious have a Lady in the Tramp moment.
Whoa. You see these dogs too?
Oh, it's so cute. Like, they're best friends now.
best friends. That's how we make friends. Chris.
Sorry, I'm full crying. Yes, what do you need from me?
With Declan and old Ben. Again, the sausage cart, the bicycles. I believe you narrowly avoided the one with the corgi advantages. Is that correct?
So I have wiggle and magic for my choices, and I rolled a 2 and a 3.
A 2 and a 3. Okay, then you're good. How is old Ben reacting to the sausage cart?
Again, we peer into old Ben's psyche, and he goes, "Well, these sausages are subpar. I remember when these were better." And he just kind of forgets about it and is like, "Oh, what's up here?"
He's a boss.
And he go to Declan and is like, "That's fucking right. These people are distracted."
Go ahead and roll me a d10, adding your magicking, to see how Declan is able to deal with these obstacles and
I
distractions.
shit you not, that is an 8 plus 2.
Plus 2, which gives us our 10, which means, Declan, it's you notice this moment come over Old Ben. Old Ben is distracted by the sausage cart and bicycle, but you are able to keep pushing forward, to keep going, and you add momentum to your total, which I believe that means that you roll. You have a +1 now to your movement until you lose momentum. So, what does that look like for Declan?
It doesn't look like anything for Declan. It looks like, in Old Ben's mind, he's peering back into a memory before the dark times, before the Corgi Empire.
Corgi Empire, yes.
And he's with his apprentice. I can't even get it out. Korg again. Korg Walker. And he turns to him and says, "You know, Korg, when I was a Padawan like you, we had to move quickly, and I learned this trick." And he does that trick in the memory, and we flash back to the present.
Flawless. Flawless. Gosh darn it. I think the audience has caught on now, finally. That brings us to our next round of movement. So everyone, again, roll your d10 to get your movement here. If you have momentum, go ahead and add that to your movement d10. Nate, why don't we start with your movement this time?
I rolled an 8.
Oh, okay. Killian?
I rolled a 10.
A 10. Perfect. And Chris?
I rolled a 1.
Oh,
Plus 1.
Yes! We're
Opposite.
catching up.
For 1. For 2. All right, so we get a 2 because we have that +1. Perfect. Alrighty. So, once again, these clouds roll across your vision very briefly with Declan in the lead. Declan has a sizable lead on Farragate and Fennel. But again, this little cloud just comes across your vision, and when it clears, we'll see what you see. Everybody go ahead and roll your distraction d10 and your obstacle d10. And if you have one of your Corgi advantages that applies to which roll, go ahead and add that Corgi advantage to that appropriate dice.
I've got to take a picture of this because I got 2 10s.
Ooh.
I got 2 9s.
10. All
I
right.
got 2 8s.
All right, and those are with your additions?
No, I rolled
No.
2 8s,
I rolled
so a 10
10s
and
on
an
each.
8. So I would get 110.
110. All right. All right. So Killian, let me just note that down. Nate, which one is the one that is a 10?
Wiggling that little booty, so I avoided obstacles.
Obstacles. Okay, and Chris.
I also have a wiggle 11 because I chose wiggling as well.
Perfect.
And then I have a magicking of 9.
Okay, we don't add our fairy advantage for
Oh,
these
right.
first 2 rolls. So it'll be 1 dice with the advantages added to it.
Copy.
Also, oh my goodness, I believe we have had a donation.
Oh no.
Let's double check here.
From a certain point of view.
From our lovely friend at home, Magellan.
Oh.
Everybody has a permanent +1 to a advantage of your choice.
Dang.
Thank you so much for the donation. We are at a 679 for a total, I believe. Okay, so we are facing. Okay. Farragate and Gorgulicious. The cloud clears your vision. Up ahead, is nothing but beautiful, wide open, grassy track as you fly forward with having nothing in your way, no distractions and no obstacles this turn. Go ahead and gain 1 momentum. And you will have that until you lose momentum again. I keep clicking the wrong button on my screen. And you are...
Corgalicious really gets the swag going and is like wiggling down the clouds.
So, and what does that look like for Fairgay?
Fairgay is just like leaning down and patting Corgalicious's head. Your lumps, your lovely lady lumps, got us so far ahead.
Oh gosh.
And gives her another lollipop because her first lollipop is gone.
The first one is gone, of course. Declan and Fennel, you are left in the dust. Declan is ahead of Fennel, but when that cloud clears your vision, a sunbeam is shining down on you, and you can't see the road ahead very clearly. This is your distraction. So, Declan, go ahead and give us a D10 roll, adding your fairy advantage.
You're muted.
Nope.
I'm waiting for everybody else. I was just like, oh, I can't wait to hear that. That's a 6.
I took a second. I was like, am I Declan? No, I'm not Declan.
I was having a good time. I was just like, yeah, this is great. And then I was just like, wait a minute, that's me.
Am I Declan? Aren't we all Declan?
In our hearts.
The real magic was the Declan we found along the way.
Declan, even though the sunbeam is in your eyes, old Ben is able to swerve just enough that sunbeam gets covered by another cloud. You don't lose any momentum this turn, and you carry forward. What does this look like for the pair?
Declan gets the light in his eyes, and we like, shit, and kind of like veers off. In old Ben's mind, he hears an adage from his youth, and he says it again: "Feel, don't think," and goes forward.
Perfect. Fennel, why don't you give me a D10, adding your fairy advantage?
That's a 6.
That is a 6. Again, also very similar to Declan. You get the sunbeam in your eyes. You cannot see the path ahead very clearly. But Coriander is able to swerve just enough. You don't gain any momentum this turn, but you do carry on forward. What does this look like for your team?
Ah, my eyes! And Fennel gets up and like stands up on top of Corgiander and like turns around and puts their head in the fur and kind of ostriches as Corgiander just kind of keeps walking and being like, where are we going? Everybody's going this way. Let's follow, dude.
Perfect. Now, our Corgi teams, we are back at the top of the round. That means we roll our D10, add any momentum we have to it, and let's see how far our Corgis travel. Fairgay and Corgilicious are in the lead currently. Nate.
I got distracted again. I got it too.
2. Killian.
I smelled some real nice grass.
So good, so delicious.
Corgi is such a stoner.
Chris,
Got a 4.
a 4. Alrighty. So now everybody go ahead and roll me your distraction and your obstacles die, making sure to add any Corgi advantages that apply.
I got a 6 and a 10 because I can wiggle like the best of them.
I got the same.
Another 6 and a 10. I'm sorry?
A 9 and an 8.
9 and an 8. So close. All right. Killian and Nate, the dice that was a 10, was that for your obstacle or for your distraction?
Avoid
Obstacles.
obstacles.
Perfect. Again, this cloud rolls across your vision, and as it clears, Vergay and Corgilicious are in the lead. However, there's a tennis ball in the middle of the course. And it's not your normal tennis ball. Nay. This is Fae tennis ball. It is larger. It is smellier in that tennis ball smell way. And it is not green. For corgis are green challenged. But it is a beautiful rainbow, which as seen from a corgi's eyes. And is very, very enticing. Go ahead and give me your fairy advantage roll to see how this is handled.
That is a 10.
A 10. So that means that you are able to keep going, you're able to push ahead, and you add 1 additional momentum to your movement total. And you have that until you lose momentum again. What does that look like for your team?
Fergie leans forward and is admiring her nails top Corgalicious' head. Hair and nails on fleek. Corgalicious, you ain't weak.
The crowd is cheering. There's little confetti falling down now as we are getting closer. I'm gonna hydrate.
Wait, hold on. Let's all hydrate. Boom.
Hydration party, that's what we need here.
Mm-hmm.
Fennel with Corgiander.
I
Go
rolled a
ahead and
12.
you got a 12?
Yeah.
Amazing. This tennis ball, this all alluring tennis ball does not amuse you or Corgiander at all. What does that look like for your team as you're able to keep going and you gain a +1 to your momentum until you lose it?
I think we're so far behind that it looks like Corgiander seeing the ball and be like, "Whoa, ball," and just rushing towards it.
Yeah.
We're real far behind.
Because you were in last. I believe you're still in last.
I rolled a 2 twice.
Yeah, you're still in last, but now you are being propelled forward by this distraction instead of being held back. Perfect. Love to see it. And that leads us to the iconic duo. As the fog clears from your eyes, there is the tennis ball that is still there. However, there are several shrubberies that have popped up in front of you. They are enticing. They are bushy. They are full of smells. Go ahead and give me your fairy roll with your fairy advantages to see how the pair tackles this obstacle and distraction.
It's a 4. That's with my advantages.
Just with the advantages.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for Declan and Old Ben, you are forced to come to a full stop and you lose any momentum that you have gained. What does that look like for the two of you?
Old Ben sees the ball, sees the shrubbery, and his mind reminded of a memory when his master, in a years gone by, a moment, turned to him and said, "There's corgi racing on Aquilaris, very fast, very dangerous," and is stuck in that memory as his master was slain. Clyde Corgin is dead. And he can't do anything about it. And Declan is just like, "Come on, let's go!"
Who did it, Bark Mall?
Can I give Nate advantage just personally?
It just has advantage in life going forward. Oh my gosh. All right. Brings us to the top of the round. Everybody go ahead and give me your momentum rolls.
Yeah, we're speeding up, guys.
Heck yeah.
Killian.
I got 6.
A 6. Perfect. Chris.
5.
A 5. And Nate.
I got a 4.
A 4. Alrighty. So our corgis are kicking it into gear, it looks like. Go ahead and give me your distraction and obstacle rolls, applying any appropriate corgi advantages. Let's go ahead and start with you, Chris.
I got a 7 and a 3.
Hey. Killian.
I got 2 5s.
And Nate.
I got an 8 and a 1.
And a 1?
Yeah. I believe that means I get 2 distractions.
You do. You do indeed.
Killing it.
Declan, you sped up, but you hit more distractions.
The ball's still here.
The ball's still there. For Declan and Fergalicious, there we go. It combines. It just so naturally combines. The fog again passes across your vision and then clears itself as in front of you there are now bunnies playing in puddles. These puddles do span the entire width of the track, so your corgi does have to navigate through the said puddles with their like 2-inch long legs. And the distraction is the bunnies that are playing in the puddles. Fergie and Corglicious and Declan and Old Ben, feel free to roll your fairy advantages to see how you deal with these. Right. Let's see. Let's check in with Corgalicious.
Corgalicious got 12. I'm rolling hot tonight.
Fergalicious, eyes on that finish line, eyes on the prize here.
Fergie is just like stroking Corgalicious's head and just like giving scritches so that the bunnies are not much of a distraction and the water is a minor inconvenience.
You are past that halfway point. You feel it now. You're kicking into gear. You're not being held back as you get to keep going and you gain an additional momentum. Declan and Old Ben.
I got a 5.
Okay.
Magic.
Nailed it.
So Declan and Old Ben. These bunnies and puddles do bring you to a full stop, losing any momentum if you had any. You're not quite at that halfway point. What is going through Declan's mind right now?
Declan is fully kicking Old Ben, like to try to get him to move as one would kick a horse. Old Ben is fully in his past and fully goes into it, and then he sees a vision of the far future. Kylo Ruff, ray of sunshine, two corgis fighting each other, and he thinks, is it all worth it? Am I going to make it out of this? Did Bark Maul kill my master for no reason? And he stops.
Stops. Oh gosh. Okay. Fennel and Corgiander, you have quite the path ahead of you as when this fog clears, not only is that tennis ball still there, but you have taken the same path as Declan. Those bushes are also still there. Because that was two distractions and we needed an obstacle. So, and it starts raining a little bit. You know, the puddles up ahead came from somewhere, and the rain cloud has now moved back down the track to where you are at. Go ahead and give me your fairy roll.
So I have to roll for each of these?
No, you just roll. It's just 1d10, and then you add your fairy advantage.
7.
A 7. Alrighty. So, even though odds were stacked against you, Fennel and Corgiander were able to keep going. You don't gain any momentum, but what does this look like for your crew?
Come now, Corgiander. We must follow through with the plan. That shiny robot told us we must find Old Ben. Grab him for the princess. Onward! Find that old dog!
In his mind, he thinks about Princess Amidala.
I need a fully animated comic strip of this Corgi Pyre lore. Okay, so thank you for all that living rent free in my head forever.
And then I rip off one of my sleeves, and you see I have a rebel.
Wait,
me
wait,
on
wait,
my
ready?
arm.
Ready? I actually,
Exactly that.
but it's duplicitous. Oop. Because the Empire is invading.
My God.
But what they don't know is I'm actually a secret agent.
The lore writes itself, everybody.
Clark
Um,
City sent me.
Oh my gosh. So that brings us back to the top with our momentum rolls as we reflect on the choices that we have made this game. You know what? Let's start with our Corgi in the lead, which is Killian.
I got 9. Oh wait, I gotta add my momentum. 11.
Oh my goodness. Unstoppable.
No, 12. Math
12?
is hard.
It is hard. Chris, what
I
did
gotta
you...
switch die. Hold on. God damn it! It's a 3.
A strong 3. Nate.
Did I have momentum? I don't think so. 4.
A 4. Alrighty. Woo. It appears that Farragut and Corgilicious are still in the lead. You can... Hold on. Let me add your total together again. But I believe that you can taste that finish line.
Start rolling ones.
You can taste the finish line. You can see it. It is right there. You are so close. That does bring Fennel into second place as you pass by Declan and Old Ben, admiring some bunnies playing in puddles. Everybody go ahead and give me your obstacle and distraction.
Finally. Here we go.
Same.
Oh, no. Alrighty, let's go ahead and Chris.
11 and a 9.
11 and a 9. What was the 9?
The 9 was the obstacle. Oh no, excuse me. The distraction.
Distraction.
Because wiggle is obstacle, right?
Yes.
Cool.
Killian.
So my obstacle is a 5, and my what's the other one?
Distraction.
Obstacle
Distraction.
or distraction. Yeah, is 1.
Hell yes.
Alrighty.
It came for me in the end.
And Nate.
I got a 11 and a 10.
Funnel. Or Gander.
Dude, I can't lose this race. This is for all the marbles.
As you power
Wait, no, we were
through-
supposed to stop and get that dog back there. The job wasn't actually the race, no!
It
He
is
got
now.
too excited.
Yeah, as you completely pass Declan and Old Ben, you are safely in second place now. Maybe you can get to first place. You never know. Things are heating up. You are able to keep going, and you gain a +1 to your momentum until you lose it. Which I believe, hold on, let me just type in these numbers. Wait, I think you're still in third place. Hold on.
I thought so. I was confused when you said it, but I was just gonna go with it.
Oh, okay. It's barely. You are barely still in third place. You are on literally that little tufted tail of Old Ben. You are right there.
Get your floofing ass.
Let him
Chris.
down and he will become more powerful than you could ever possibly imagine.
Oh my god. Chris, go ahead and roll me your dice with your fairy advantage.
Okay, my fairy advantage. I'm using magic on this. This is 7.
That is a 7.
Yeah.
You are I'm sorry. I didn't give you your distraction. My apologies. There were some butterflies that were coming to check out what the bunnies were doing. But Declan and Old Ben, you are able to swerve around those butterflies and keep going, but you don't gain any momentum this turn.
Declan reaches into a space he hasn't reached to in a long time and closes his eyes and touches the where a saddle would be, the horn of a saddle on a horse, and says, "Remember who you are. Obi-Wan Corgi, General of the Clone Army of the Republic." And Old Ben perks up. And Old Ben swerves around the bunnies in the puddles.
And the butterflies. You're good.
And the butterflies. Yes.
You're just making it. Alrighty. And oh my goodness, at the very end of this racetrack, you thought that finish line was within reach. And then all of a sudden,
Jazz hands.
the Queen of Cheese steps out onto the path.
No, my woman's weakness.
Shouting unclear directions at you. Telling you no, this finish line obviously isn't the right one. Where should we go from there?
Speak to your manager.
Go ahead and give me a fairy roll with your advantages.
Oh, shit. I threw my dice instead of rolling it. A 6.
6. I'm gonna leave this up to you how you get around this. But you're able to swerve and you keep going. You don't add anything to momentum, but you don't lose momentum. How do you
She
handle
looks at the
Queen
Queen of Cheese and just like turns and sits side saddle on Corgalicious. How come every time you come around, my corgi goes down to the ground? And Corgalicious kind of like doesn't like stop, but as she's prancing, like pushes her butt up a little bit in the air, a little bit more, and wiggles, and then shoots off.
Perfect. That was the Queen of Cheese, everybody. Yeah, so we still have Fergie and Corgalicious in the lead, distantly followed by our second place of Declan, Iron Petal, and Old Ben, which is closely followed by our third place of Fennel and Corgiander. Go ahead and give me your next momentum rolls. Will we get a winner? Killian. All right. Well, actually, you know what? No. Oh. No, you're good.
I said it.
You already said it. You got your 10. With that, there is no distraction for you. There is nothing to overcome as you are able to cross that finish line with evenly getting a 51 in total, which was the length of our race. Fergie and Corgalicious, you are the crowd is erupting with cheers. There are flower petals falling all around you. There are little dog biscuits being thrown at Corgalicious. Somebody is there at your side offering you some warm, cozy hot chocolate as you are being walked over to the winner's circle. Is there anything you would like to say in this moment?
No one got us tripping, stumbling, flipping, fumbling. Clumsy. I am not. 'Cause I'm in love with Corgalicious.
The crowd is cheering. They are repeating what you said in a sing-song way, cheering along with you. That brings us back to Chris and Nate.
The real race.
Race for second place. Chris, what did you get?
I got an 11. Or no, I'm movement. I got a 9. Excuse me.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
we were looking for something else.
Boop, 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 boop. All right, 9. 8.
I got an 8.
8. Oh, you're still just that one behind. So close. You could reach
Music
out.
swells up. Dun, 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 dun.
Do it. Sit, boy. Do it.
Wait, I did add incorrectly. Okay, that's what I thought. Perfect. All right, don't worry about it. I can math. Go ahead and give me your obstacle and distraction, please.
Oh God.
A 7 and a 3.
5 obstacle, 9 distraction.
Both of you, a tail to snoot. I didn't know where I was going with that. I'm so sorry.
So good.
Wasn't expecting it to be so sensual.
The crowd is on their tippy toes as they're waiting to see Ken Fennel and Corgiander pass Declan and Old Ben for second place. The fog lifts from your eyes as you see a bunch of grandmas. Grandma fairies are on the racetrack, and they are desperately trying to catch their cats that are running amok, that have gotten away from them. As you approach the scene, go ahead and give me your roll, your D10 roll with your fairy advantages.
I got 11.
I got a 3. Rolled a 1.
Declan and old Ben.
Mm-hmm.
What does this look like when you come to a full stop, losing any momentum that you had in this race?
I think Declan is more concerned about old Ben's mental well-being, as this race has stirred up a lot of things that he'd rather not bring up. And as Declan fully just dismounts off of old Ben, and it's just like, hey, it's all right, it's okay, it's all right. And I don't know where the accent is at this point, but it's fine. Old Ben, you see old Ben goes in, and he sees a dark, dark future in which there is the passing down of the Corkpire line. There is a sentence that he sees in the future, and he goes, "What's going on here?" And it's a sentence between Finn and Maz Corgana that says, "Where did you get this? Where did you get this collar?" And she says, "That's a story for another time." And he looks back and says, "This can't be real. No, no."
No.
It's okay, Corgi 1. Just watch the animated stuff. It's better.
I've heard that thing with Cassian and Dorgy is pretty good.
I cannot. Okay. Fennel and Coriander, you are not held back by grandmas and their cats, or who betrayed who, and memories of the past. What does this look like as you're able to just keep going and you can add a momentum?
Whoa, those dogs look real weird. I wonder why they're just standing around and not running like the rest of us. Huh. I just gotta keep going. I was told that we would find an old wizard dog, and I'm excited about that. It's gonna be cool.
Corgiander looks ahead, and Corgalicious has another sausage ready to Lady in the Trumpet with.
It's happening. It's happening. All right. Both of you have still not crossed this finish line. Let's see. Can Declan and old Ben pull themselves from the past and claim second place, or will Fennel and Corgiander continue to fly on by as if they grew wings? This and this. Alrighty.
It doesn't look good for Chris.
Nate.
I got an 11.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I
I got a 1.
Oh no. Okay. All right. A 1. Those were some heavy emotions that we brought up there for old Ben.
Mhm.
Oof. Yeah, let me do my math one more time, but I believe
A little corgi ghost appears in front of old Ben. Do or do not. There is no try.
I don't have one for Yoda yet. I don't have a pun.
Fennel and Corgiander, you can taste that finish line. You are so close. Not quite there yet, as that fog rolls across your eyes once more. Declan and old Ben, same thing. Fog rolls across the eyes once more. Go ahead and give me your obstacle and distraction rolls, please.
Oh, finally.
I'm just double checking myself because, you know, math is hard and numbers are big.
I have no idea how much distance I went. I could have sworn we were only halfway, and you were telling people they were done. And I don't know. I don't know what numbers are anymore.
What are
Numbers aren't real. They can't hurt you.
Yoda, I want to come up with some kind of Chihuahua pun. Chat, can you get on that?
Chat,
Like
get on the phone.
Chihuahua,
Chiyodel?
Chiyipwa, Yipta.
I have Yoda
Oh
right
my
here.
God. Bark or do not. There is no try.
There is no bite.
Oh! Come to
Okay.
me
This
when
little
I-
lady just turned 15.
Oh my
God.
Literal Yoda.
Baby.
Oh my god.
Chris, what did you get?
I got a 9 distraction and a 10 obstacle.
Alrighty. Nate.
I got an 8 in distractions, and wait for this. I got a 6 in my obstacles.
Alrighty. Declan, the fog clears from your eyes. You do see the little heart-shaped rear end of Corgiander in front of you now, as you have just barely dropped into 3rd place. But also, you see squirrels running across the racetrack. They are fierce. They are well trained. They are doing acro yoga at times and bouncing off of each other. Go ahead and give me your fairy advantage, and let's see how you handle these squirrels.
I knew they would come for me.
That's a 9.
Ooh. Let me double check. 9. You're able to dip, dodge, and dive through these squirrels, but you don't add any momentum, but you're able to keep going. Go ahead and let us know what that looks like for you.
Declan gets on and fully understands where old Ben is at and says, "Come on, old man. Let's do this," and kicks him, and old Ben in his mind comes to a memory of him during the Bark Wars, fighting Count Doodle and General Grieveruff. And he's there with his apprentice flying their ships through, and he says, "I hate flying," and he kicks into it. "The race, of course. I must do this," and leaps forward and ducks. And then his mind, he hears back to his old apprentice when he was younger and says, "Do a flip. That'll trick him."
I heard Greeruff
Greedo
could use
shot
4
first.
leashes at once.
He could wear 4 leashes at once. But he was not trained in the Jedi ways by Count. I'm done.
Oh, well, you're not quite done with this race. You are able to get through these squirrels. Fennel and Corgiander, go ahead and give me your wait, in addition to the squirrels, you notice that these squirrels are carrying with them misleading signs that are trying to point you down a completely different, wrong way of this racetrack.
Well, no, trickle-down economics doesn't work, you silly squirrels.
Fake news.
We're gonna have all the nuts. It's gonna be tremendous.
Oh my goodness. What is your fairy advantage? Give us.
That squirrel's orange.
Y'all.
I'm sorry. I accidentally rolled both my dice. Let me re-roll. That's a 10.
Okay. Oh my gosh. These misleading squirrels do not fool you as you're able to keep going and you add a momentum. Oh gosh. I'm gonna hydrate again really fast.
Those are the squirrels that were here on the 6th. I'll tell you what.
As somebody who actually knows Q Shaman, accurate.
Everybody, don't forget that we are here raising money, part of the MSF charity drive, which if you don't know what that is a Doctors Without Borders in support of Gaza. So we are raising money for that. So please see that donation link in chat. You can help our Corgi racers as they are wrapping up this race. Oh my gosh, words. I know them. With that, we're gonna have Old Ben and Corgi go ahead and show us what that next momentum roll looks like for the both of you.
Yeah. Did I gain momentum last time? Or lose my momentum?
You gained 1 momentum last time.
Okay.
Goodness. Please hold as my thing has broke. Don't worry about it. Talk amongst yourselves. Go ahead.
So I'm thinking they all don't have to be corgis. There could be like different dog breeds in the Corkfire.
I was imagining something like the Squirrel War instead of the Clone War. I like to imagine most of the Sith and Jedi as dogs, and then the supporting cast as different animals. Maybe the droids can be Roombas.
Ooh.
I love that.
Like,
Love that. I've been writing down all of these things as I come up with them. And one of my favorite
Just
ones
different household
is
appliances.
C3 Popio. Is that enough time? You need Silvia or we can?
No, that is good.
Archie Roomba.
There was a donation that came in, and when I went to go look at what the donation was for, the page decided that it wanted to not exist on my tablet anymore. But it does look like we did get a donation that is getting from an anonymous source. Thank you so much, anonymous. That is giving everybody. So all 3 of our corgis. You know what, Killian, I'm gonna let you choose who gets that extra advantage, but you get to double an advantage that you add to a roll in this upcoming thing. So that could be your
I'm gonna
corgi
make
advantage.
it fair and roll a D2. Give me a second. Oops, sorry, Mika.
It could be your corgi advantage. It could be your fairy advantage. I think there's.
It goes to Nate.
Oh, Nate.
Can I use it to quadruple advantage?
Yes, you can.
I want to quadruple my momentum.
So this is how dogmocracy dies.
Is the momentum?
Or would it triple the momentum?
Momentum isn't listed as an advantage. So it'd
Darn.
be your corgi advantage or your fairy advantage.
Okay. Darn. I wanted to go super speed.
super fast, so fast. But thank you so much for that donation. We are at $694. Did we roll our momentum yet, or did I get distracted? I got distracted. Go ahead, roll our momentum die. Add any momentum that you have to it.
Can I add the +1 from earlier to my momentum? Where's
As
that?
long as you didn't get at a full stop. So as long as you didn't get at a full stop, then you get to carry that +1, and it keeps going until you lose it.
No, the +1 that we got from Mel's donation.
Oh, that's the permanently buff one of your stats that you already.
Mhm.
So I get. You know what?
Oh,
I
that was
guess it-
I didn't do that, huh?
Yeah. So you should be adding a +3 instead of a +2 somewhere in there.
Oh, cool. Whoops.
Whoops. It's all good. This roll, it comes down to this roll, honestly, potentially. So, Chris, what did you get for your momentum?
2.
A 2. A very strong,
Nice.
confident 2.
Mhm.
Nate.
14.
14.
Yeah, I rolled a 10 and I'm at 4 momentum.
Because you haven't lost any yet.
Mhm.
I've just been chugging along for a while now. I've just been walking real slow. I'm like the tortoise.
Slow and steady.
But like the hair didn't stop at any point.
So, with that imagery, we have Fennel and Corgi. Just taking their time, relaxing.
Well, the cork fire!
Not worried about anything at all. As you just gently trot across this finish line, everybody cheers. There is little flower confetti that is being thrown at you. You are the dog biscuits are being thrown at Corgi. You are being offered a very cozy, warm, hot chocolate. Is there anything you'd like to do in this moment?
Well, I would like to thank my parents, my dog's parents, for raising us to be second placers. Spot on average. We're not losers, but you know, we don't really win. And you know, that's what life's about. Just not always losing. Sometimes losing. But you know, being a good sport about it. And thank you to Hawaii for just being a cool place.
Everyone cheers and claps, and you are led to the winner's circle where Fergie and Corgalicious are already waiting. As we cut back very quickly, Declan and Old Ben, I would like you to give me just for fun, good old times. Why don't you go ahead and give me a distraction and obstacles roll?
Okay. That is, oh god, 4 distraction. Or no, excuse me, 6 distraction. No, because we got that thing from Mel. So 7 distraction, 4 obstacle.
So,
Oh no, it's Django Mutt.
And his son, Boba Fett.
oh my gosh. The let's see. There are sausage carts again that are wheeled out onto the track just for you, and they have unclear directions written on the side of them. Like, do you pay and then get your sausage? Do you eat sausage and then pay in quantities of how much your sausage that you consumed? Or is this just a cart advertising the sausage and there's no sausage here, but it's down at a different location that you have to then go travel to? These directions are vastly unclear on these sausage carts. How would you and Old Ben deal with this unclear directions sausage cart?
Declan's going to go around the front of Old Ben and look him deep into his eyes and say, These aren't the traits you're looking for. Move on. Move on. And old Ben looks up with that milky-eyed expression of old age into his eyes. And there's a solemn kind of headbutt between them. And they go towards the sausage cart. And try and find out where to go in this crazy, crazy world. And the fact
Corgalicious
that
is wiggling her butt at the finish line with a sausage in her snout, trying to bring old Ben to the finish line.
And old Ben is reminded of the message that he was supposed to respond to from Princess Palya. Help me, Obi-Wan. Ken Corgi, you're my only hope. And he moves past.
As old Ben is hit with this sudden surge of mission, of purpose and importance, you're able to get across that finish line. The crowd still cheering. They might be cheering louder than when the other two cross that finish line. There are the flower confetti falling down, dog biscuits being thrown. You're being offered a wonderful, lovely cup of hot cocoa.
Declan looks at him and just pats the old boy, knowing in his mind that Emperor Palpatine is out there somewhere looking for us. But he looks at that and then turns to Fairkey and Fennel and goes, well, so, that was fucking weird. My dog had like a lot of memories come back to him in the middle of this race. And I had to use the leash. And he kind of looks off to the side to talk to him.
To be quite honest, I was sent here not to race, but on a mission to talk just to your dog. It's fate of the universe kind of stuff. There's a giant ball in the sky that can shoot down playgrounds at a glance.
But don't worry, we fly in first class up to the sky.
I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it's got something to do with what my plan was. Does your dog know how to use a laser sword? I was told it did.
You see as Declan goes to the side of like this doggy, kind of like a saddlebag for a horse, and pulls out a full lightsaber.
Perfect.
The leash is with us, and the leash is one with us. Hell yeah. Yes!
Wonderful. Beautiful.
Oh, props.
Declan, old Ben, you have come here to the Winter Circle. Winter Circle. There's no T in that word. With Fairgate, Corgalicious, Fennel, and Coriander. The three teams united again. Mirrored as they were once at the start line, having now crossed the finish line, having now perhaps found deeper purpose inside their team's being. Perhaps there's more in their futures than just more fairy corgi steeplechases. As our camera starts very slowly zooming out, what are our final words from all of our contestants?
I'd like to go last, if that's okay. No worries, if not.
I would just like to say, Obi-Wan, you were the chosen one. It said that you would destroy the vet, not join them. Bring balance to the bone, not leave it in the darkness.
Old Ben looks down at the ground, sad. And the corgi looks back up. And for the first time, you hear in your mind, are you the chosen one?
Bro, I've been told I was the one my whole life.
Is your last name Skybarker?
Whoa, how'd you know that?
I knew your father. He went off leash like the people before him.
Obi-Wan told me you fixed my dad.
Fergie just looks on at this and says, fairy tales don't always have a happy ending, do they? And I foresee the dark ahead if I stay, and just leave.
Just leaves. Pieces out. Takes her gigantic, wonderful trophy that is made out of different types of clouds filled with dog biscuits, and doesn't look behind you as the crowd explodes in cheers. And there's more confetti. There's beautiful rainbows happening at the lovely end of this race. That was fantastic. Thank you, everybody. I know I told you I didn't know how long these races were gonna take. I didn't think that we would have such an emotional deep dive.
The deep lore was brought into this
Deep
game.
lore.
I don't know where you came up with all of it, but it was beautiful.
I literally
you.
looked up dog words in Google and then Star Wars character, and I wish you could see my screen because it's like rough, arf things, and then a bunch of Star Wars characters.
Rough. Where's
And
the
if I
R?
may add a stinger to this, just for story's sake, we pull back and the camera pulls back up into the stars on a giant fire hydrant shaped Star Destroyer. As we go to the bridge, and a corgi dressed in all black, wearing a mask, more robot than corgi now, and it's holding up a Imperial Corgpire officer, and it says, "I find your lack of treats disturbing." And we cut as the message goes down. To what happens next, we'll have to wait until George Lucas makes it.
That, or we run a TTRPG of it, you know? You never know what might happen here on this channel.
Bark Wars next month. Be here.
Be here. Or get roughed. This has been Roll D5. We've been here playing a Fairy Corgi Steeplechase, raising money for MSF, part of the charity drive of the fantastic D4 team. Thank you so much to all of our donators tonight. I can't wait to see what our total gets to. It's till the end of the month, so we have plenty more days to go. In fact, our next Roll D5 stream will be on Monday the 27th. It's a special cozy game of Triangle Agency. So make sure you tune in to catch that. And yes, I also will spend the week wondering how Triangle Agency can also be a cozy game. Question mark. We're gonna find out together though next week. Let me go ahead and give my wonderful, lovely cast a few moments to talk about themselves, future upcoming projects, anything else they wish to say to our audience. Let's go ahead. I don't remember what order we started, but we're gonna wrap it up in this order. Chris, go on ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Chris Guevara. I have a new show coming out called The Shadowgate Bureau over on Fables D20. And I've been sitting here for an hour and 47 minutes trying not to go off screen to go pee, but I'm going to do that right now. Thank you all very much.
Wonderful. Love that. Wishing the best for you, Chris. Killian, go ahead and tell us a bit more about yourself.
I'm Killian, and I don't have a whole lot going on right now. Spectrum TTRPG, there are a couple of unaired recorded Heirs to Olympus games to be coming, where it's Power Rangers meet the Greek gods, and boy is Millie going through it. She was apparently hidden on Themyscira for a while, so that's a whole thing. Other than that, I don't really have anything coming up, but I do have some other things in the works for Spectrum TTRPG, so keep an eye out on my and their socials. We can't hear you, Silvia.
I definitely hit the mute button and it didn't unmute itself. All right. Thank you, Killian. That sounds wonderful. Nate, that leaves us for you. Tell us a bit more about yourself, where we can find you, any projects that you have going on.
What's up, internet? I have been Nate. That is usually my name. Sometimes, who knows? But yeah, if you want more of me, you can check me out at Escape the Dungeon podcast, where I season 1 played as Cypher, the greatest pilot in the galaxy, a French robot reckless pilot, pretty much the opposite of C-3PO in a game of Scum and Villainy. And you can check out this season. We are currently playing Urban Shadows, 2nd edition. Very exciting. I play as Christina Lopez, the wizard. Yeah. She doesn't have a fun tagline yet. I also, like once a month, I'm probably on Roll-D5, whenever they allow it. So come here.
Yeah, feel free. Hopefully we'll have all of these spaces back on this channel in the near future. So definitely come here if you are looking for any more of these lovely people. Let's see here. Did I have anything else to say? We have sponsors. We have smoking glue guns if you need some lovely dice and stuff. We have gemmed Firefly. You can get shirt with stuff that you like on it. And we have Homebrew Coffee Co., which makes all that beautiful caffeine to fuel all of you beautiful creatives. If you don't want to check any of those out, that's okay, but we would appreciate it if you did. We also have our Ko-fi if you want to help support Roll-D5 directly. Otherwise, we are still doing our charity drive, the MSF charity drive, so feel free to check that out and donate, and check out all the other awesome creators that are also participating in the great effort to raise all of this money. I don't even know what the entire total is, but it is a gigantic number. So thank you to everybody who has donated, everybody who has shared. We greatly appreciate it. I have been Silvia and probably will continue to be Silvia. I'm an admin here at Roll-D5. You can always find more of me here at Roll-D5. I do other TTRPG projects around the internet. So feel free to check out my socials and keep up with all of that lovely information. We are going to send a raid over to the lovely Juli, who is streaming over on their channel. She is also an admin of our channel, so I want you to stick around and say hi. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time. Okay, bye!